We can put our hands in each other's pockets.
And also, Adam and Tom, if you're going on pre-sale tickets, can you tell the rest of the group? Because none of us knew.
I honestly didn't know you cared about Critical Role.
Yeah!
Honestly, had no idea.
I didn't think you were that far into it. I thought you were on episode 3 or something.
No, I've been
we
watching
finished it in 2 days.
No, we finished Vox Machina, but I've been actually watching Critical Role's Vox Machina on YouTube.
Lauren!
What?
Spoilers, Bob.
I'm affecting you all slowly but surely.
No, it's so far in the beginning, bots. We're not even near.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing because I tried.
Each like thingy is like 2-3 hours long. There's no way I'm even like I'm not even near halfway through season 1 yet of.
There are more hours of Critical Role filmed than there are any television series ever.
Yeah, it's so long, but I listen to it while I'm at work, and I'm like
episode 25 of the first season.
Oh,
yeah,
it's happening.
Tom got it into me like
Positive
a year
vibes
ago.
take everyone over.
Oh my god, Scanlan.
No.
That's so good. Guys, how are we all only just talking about like Critical Role like 2 years into this freaking campaign of ours? Like, what is
I think this is like the 3rd year now.
Yeah,
Oh my
crazy.
It literally
God.
is year 3.
Jesus.
Yep.
Anyway, note to self: anyone knows any information about Critical Role, we tell the rest of the
There
group
is
now.
more, which you
I mean, I'm
probably
not
know.
surprised about Tom, for God's sake. He didn't tell me about McFly like a couple of weeks ago, so.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
McFly
already,
probably paid me
there's
like
a
2 weeks
contention
ago.
to that because I didn't know you liked McFly, and then when I did find
Everyone
out,
likes McFly.
when I did find out, I told you, and you
Apart
didn't
from
bother
Alex.
replying. But I will tell you this: if you probably already know because you saw that Comic-Con October, Critical Role, they're all going to be there for
Yeah, I know.
photos. So.
Oh, it'll be the first Comic Con we've been to.
Why is it everything in October? Because like McFly's playing on the 27th. I've got S Club the 28th, and then Critical Role is on the 29th. What? Like, why is it all that weekend?
Yeah, it's weird. It goes in phases, doesn't it?
Tempted though, so tempted. Never been to Comic Con in ages.
If it makes you feel better about the pre-sale, they sold out in like a minute each day.
Yeah, I bet.
literally a minute.
I was on the first day. It kicked me and Laura both off of the queue because it's like, you're robots. And we're like, no, we're not. And we don't even have our VPNs on. Well, too bad. Ticket's gone. And it's like, fuck.
Oh.
And
They are
then
voracious.
they had like 3 days of it going in a minute. So. And also the show that they're putting on, it hasn't like broke me too much that I didn't get tickets because it's just going to spoil campaign 2 and they're going to talk about things that I don't know or characters I don't understand. It won't be anything to do with Vox Machina people.
Well ahead of the
Yeah.
TV series.
Me and Laura are on episode 92 now. And it took us like 2.5 years to get there.
Doesn't it get to 150, season 1?
I don't even want it to end yet. We're not racing because when it ends, that just means I don't get any more.
No, what do you mean? You get season 2?
Yeah, but I like season 1.
Oh.
I've seen snippets of season 2 and it's like, no, you're Grog. Stay that way.
To be fair, like I've been so bad. I've been like looking up YouTube clips of like way further in. I know it's so bad, but I couldn't help it. Like literally at work, like actually cackling, laughing, and they're like, "No, what are you laughing at?" And there's no point. Me trying to explain Dungeons and Dragons to my work friends is just like,
Yeah, don't even bother. Just scoff at them. Speaking of, get my dice ready.
Lauren, I've just realised we missed the entire end half of a Jiu-Jitsu episode. We missed half of a Jiu-Jitsu episode.
what do you mean?
This is
When
Scanlan's
Megami
dice.
finally uses his ult.
Yeah, I was questioning when you said that, but
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, Crunchyroll must have skipped it. I'm just on Crunchyroll now. We missed half of episode 23.
What?
Yeah, Megami finally uses his, I guess, domain expansion.
hi Dan.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Hey.
Are we ready?
Strong beard right there.
Yeah.
Yes, ready.
Okay.
previously on Lost.
Where we've left off in our previous
Yeah.
episode is you were following Girion as he was taking you to his village, in which you were there to investigate the Whisperer of Chaos, also known as a maiden. Unfortunately, torrential rain and landslides pushed you from the heavy woodlands to a local inn for farmers. When you arrived, absolutely none of you were suspicious of certain events taking place. But you stabled your horses and went in, sat down and got yourself a drink. Brushing the rain from your eyes and the rain from your hair and your clothes, you warmed yourself up by the fire, but began to notice that some of the locals weren't as friendly as you'd expect, or perhaps were mysterious. But nonetheless, you got yourself some food and some drinks, and went about your evening, one by one splitting off to investigate perhaps unusual circumstances, apart from a couple of you who decided to bring in a log and start playing axe throwing games.
Knife throwing games.
Knife throwing
They
games.
did their part.
Luland's investigation into the crew presented with the fact that they weren't actually farmers, and an ambush took place. Close quarters combat extended out and upwards through the inn, and out into the fields and stables as the fight raged on. You discovered that the family that had owned it were all massacred, their corpses left to rot in the basement. Now, the corpses of 17 or however many bandits it was litter the grounds of the inn, and all of you are caked in blood.
Are we in the barn, if I remember right?
You tortured a man for information in which he revealed that they were
yeah.
after a certain
Wow.
Rhino Windblade.
Oh wait, I'm in bed.
Yeah, you're in bed upstairs, lying down, as the rain pours through the broken open window.
With the body hanging out still.
Yeah, its neck just all the way down to the collarbone.
I guess we go inside. Well, I guess
As
I
you-
go inside.
As you re-enter the inn, you know, the floors kind of collapsed halfway through it. There's corpses littered everywhere, and Gerion's like picking through the pockets of some of them. They don't seem to have any information on them. He kicks one down the hole and into the basement. He tosses you a dagger, Reiner.
Thank you.
That's all this one had on him as he moves over to the next corpse, looting through their body.
Can I find a shovel and get the bodies of the inn people and fucking bury them outside?
Oh, it's very honourable. It's an honourable act. There is a shovel in the stable you saw.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna start doing that.
Noticing what you're doing, Girion's going to help you.
I'm gonna walk down the stairs. I believe Raikal came up. If now that I remember, he came upstairs and helped me with some medical treatment. So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna actually walk outside as well. I'm gonna walk over to those two boys and father outside and just sort of have a look at them.
I believe one of the young boys was Lula mounted on the pitchfork, didn't she, or some farming equipment, the plough.
Yeah, it was one of the boys, the father that you killed.
Yeah.
No, I think I shot one with a lightning bolt and then I
you-
stabbed the other one through the throat and threw
that's
him
true.
at the
It was-
father.
it-
So
It must have been the dad then that escaped.
I'm gonna go see if the one
no,
I-
it was one of the extras that tried to escape from the inside.
yeah, I'm gonna go up to the one who I shot with a lightning bolt and see if he's still alive.
Hey, he's dead.
How young was he?
He's 15.
Oh, that feels fair.
There's like a small but narrow a hole in his heart, and you can almost see completely clear through it where your lightning has cauterized the wound.
I'm gonna go back inside, pour myself a drink.
You step over, you have to like frog jump over this giant hole, where below you can see Girion and Reiner like dragging the corpses of the innkeep's family up the stairs. As they pass you, they have to go around the long island of the bar, and you're just sitting on a stool where behind you is going down to the basement immediately. And you lean over, and like it's like a sputter, and like most of it's just froth, but there is a fair amount of beer in your tankard now.
Chin chin.
Kieran just looks at you as he and Reiner drag a corpse right past you. Freya, Lulan, you're still, and Devlin, I think you're still in the stable. Did you want to come into the inn, or is there anything you want to
Yeah, I'll go
discuss?
into the inn.
Did you say it's raining?
Yeah, it's raining.
I'm gonna go give them a hand burying the bodies. I want the rain to wash some of the blood off me.
Nice, good shout.
Great reason there.
Can I investigate the bodies a little bit or not?
Mm-hmm.
Me too, please.
Yeah, can I?
Alright, so we'll start with Voltrum because you're less with you. There's 2 bodies upstairs. One
Okay.
hanging half out the window. In his pockets, there is a single piece of paper.
Does it have
there
anything
is-
on it?
Yes, okay. You want to open that immediately?
No,
there is-
we'll complete it.
Okay, there is a single piece of paper. There is a small, like, what they're called, locket. And there is a small leather-bound book. Like, we're talking about literally a tiny little book the size of the palm of your hand.
Okay. I'll
On
take
the
those
s-
and then I'll look
on
at the second body.
The second body, there is a small bag of gold coins, a interesting-looking ring. And that's it.
How much gold?
In there is about 5 gold pieces.
Fucking rich, bitch. And then once Lulin's done her thing, I'll read the notes.
Lulan, you notice a odd-looking ring on the old man outside, the father. The man that you mounted onto the plough, you notice a small leather-bound book, which has like string wrapped, quite like twine wrapped around it to keep it from falling open. Again, the size of the palm of your hand. He has a dagger tucked into his boot. Not very nice looking. It's kind of blunt, dirty, and hasn't been well maintained. And he has a small locket around his neck.
I will take the ring and the book and the locket.
You notice that the boys, the two children that Angel killed, one who had been stabbed through the neck and the roof of his mouth, he also bears a strange ring. Similar in color. It's a silver ring, but a different stone on it, or a different signet. The young boy has nothing of interest except for that, again, an identical copy of that book.
I will take both of that, and then I want to investigate the other bodies for the same ring and stuff.
So some have the same ring, most have the same book, but not all have the ring.
What about lockets?
You'll find a locket, but when you and Rykar both open the lockets, you see that these are probably just family members. There's no investigation worth. It's just like they were keeping their loved ones close.
Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna also check our horses. Are they alive?
The horses are alive. They've actually been stabled. Yeah, so they're
Okay.
they're just eating and drinking.
I'm gonna
But-
go back into the bar and
Uh,
maybe try and make eye contact with Rykar.
Rykar, as you descend the stairs, you see Lulan coming into the bar. You check over that piece of paper, and it reads Rhino Windblade. Wood elf, half human, male. It reads his height, color, and it's like a small description of him, and it's wanted alive.
Any signatures? Any parting?
It's actually the ink itself is bone dry, and it looks almost like it was printed on instead of handwritten.
Okay. And I assume it doesn't match what's in the little notebook at all.
So the notebook. Now, as you open this up, it is in a language that you can't understand. It's not in Dwarven. It's not in High Elf or Wood Elf or Elven in any way. It seems to be some sort of code.
Okay.
But there is a symbol that you do recognize, and it is the same symbol shared on the signet rings. So each of the signet rings you guys have gathered bear, in some way or shape or form, a open eye. So one ring might have like half an eye, one ring might have like the upper eye, bottom eye, or that half eye. One ring might have the entire eye, but it's like a symbol of an eye, which is on when you look very closely because it's been very worn on the front cover of the book, and is used throughout.
Lulan, what have you found? I've got a ring. Obviously, the bounty for Reiner. Didn't know he was so in demand. A couple of coins and a coded book that I do not understand, and I don't think I'm smart enough to go through. Do you want to take a look? See if anything you see rings a bell.
Yeah, I'll take. I've also got the same, except any gold. Didn't seem to find anything of worth of that. But yeah, I'll take a look at the book. See if I, in my many years, maybe could try and decipher it.
So the deciphering, you lack a majority of the code. You can, from understanding from the rings alone, realize that the rings were to symbolize like squads or partners or pairs, and drop points or collection points or places for them to be. So it's almost like military code for like Alpha Squad hits Alpha Point, and that's about as much as you can distinguish.
Right, I think we need more clues. Where else can we search?
Their rooms.
Where haven't we searched?
Their rooms.
Yeah.
Their rooms provide very little more. Their bags are very clearly just loaded with weapons, cudgels, tools not really to kill, but more to maim and knock out. One thing of interest is they have a lot of rope. So they were clearly planning on binding Rhino, or perhaps all of you, and bags and chains. And there is an Illyrium necklace. So the ones that the Templars used to shackle the mages, there is one single one in there.
I will pick that up and
Keep that safe.
Yeah, I'll put that in my bag.
Just make sure you write that down.
Does Angel or does the Robins do any code work?
So they would have code work, yeah. But
Okay.
It'll be their own like drop points and pickup points. They don't use the symbol of the eye. That's very much what you do know is the Inquisition uses that. Or Angel can inform you that the Inquisition is known for using eyes as symbols. If Angel wants to announce that.
Well, I'm not. I don't know if I'm looking. I'm just sitting drinking at the bar.
Alright, well, go ask him. Right, go.
Anything good there, Angel?
Just the taste of disappointment.
Oh. One we're all too familiar with. Could you give us a hand with this? I have not got any experience with skullduggery or cants of any kind, so this might be up your street.
You know, I'm quite famous for carefully reading through things like this in my organisation, so yeah, hand it here. I'm gonna have a little look.
So immediately you recognise again that the symbol used repeatedly is like a broken down version of what the Inquisition uses. So the religious zealots that are meant to reinforce the faith. But what's more interesting for you, Angel, is there is brief breaks of your own code, so the Robin's code,
Right.
where it seems to be that this is like perhaps once or related to the Robins in some way, or they've copied some of the Robins' information.
Is it?
But it's disjointed, so it's like occasionally there's a word that will come up that you'll recognise.
What are the key things I pick up from the Robin's code?
So drop points. They know of some Robin drop points. They know of the location of the Robin's tower.
Alright.
And they know how many are in your how many work for the Robins. But the information is still quite old. They don't know who the leader is, so there's no mention of Angel being the leader.
Alright. Well,
There is
yes,
the
sir.
code for all your names on there.
Reiner, you mentioned the Inquisition before. Have you done anything to pee them off in some way?
I wouldn't say me. Maybe Miranda.
And what would that be?
Her ex is the one of the generals.
Alright.
Plus, I may have antagonized him and told him to piss off, but that's beside the point.
So that does sound like something you've done.
I mean, that does sound like a bit of an overreaction as well.
No, there was a reason behind it. He was being a cunt for some reason.
I don't doubt that. So,
I believe he was trying to make us stay. And he wanted to fight, but I can't remember why.
well, we've been through a lot, so I can't imagine you remember everything. Okay, the key things here is there's some worrying information about the Robins, which they know, so I'm going to have to deal with that. And then that's pretty much all I can gauge from this. It's just from the Inquisition, and it's focused on Reiner. So if I had to guess with the information we have, he wants to bring you in as a vengeance style thing for you telling him to fuck off.
Is the information old or new?
Well, the Robins information is outdated. But it's still enough that it's worth me changing a few things.
But does that mean the information that's old means it could be someone who doesn't know the new stuff is the leak? I don't know.
I guess the one thing I take from this is that this shows that they're not amateurs. They're not just a bunch of fuckboys who've got hired on a job. They've actually got a code that they can stick to and information that's fairly valid. So that means I would raise the threat level of this to we should expect more. But one thing we could do is utilize the fact that they know these drop points, and we can act like we don't know that they know the drop points and leave a message to trap them.
You know where the drop points is?
I know the specific drop points that they know, so we could use that.
So are you suggesting that we should use the information that they know that we don't know that they know?
You know what I'm talking about.
The bodies are finished being buried as Reiner, Devlan, and Gerion re-enter, slightly muddied and a bit damp.
I would propose that we use the closest drop point and say that we've captured Reiner, but there's been some complications and injuries, and we need a closer pickup point or a closer drop-off point, and schedule something.
Don't we have to do that?
Are we
in code?
forgetting that we've got a task at hand that we need to complete?
No.
Maybe a little, slightly bit more pressing.
But this one also has a bit of a timer on it because they're expecting to catch you soon. We can do both at the same time.
You could always drop a message on the way or something like that.
Yeah, they may leave it on scene, or perhaps
There's no saying when they'll read it.
I might sit here and study the code a bit more and see if I can figure anything else out with a bit of time.
Maybe we should also bury the other evidence, then they don't find out that they're dead.
Gerion, Devlan, and Reiner had just sat down, and all three of them go, "Oh," and stand up and start dragging out all the other bodies.
And maybe we should bury them in the basement and sort of cave in the hole in or something. I don't know. That would be easier.
Gerion's going to look at Freya at this point and be like, "Why don't we just burn the inn? Remove the thread of these bodies and ensure that no one else uses this place for any nefarious deeds."
Bury the bodies, then burn the place. Because if you leave the bones up high, then they'll just find that at the top.
I mean, it's a perfectly good inn.
Are we going to pretend that we weren't here?
Probably, yes.
Because, like, if you burn it down, having just buried the innkeeper outside, they're going to know someone was here.
Maybe we
It's
burn
not like
the
the
whole...
inn accidentally burned down with the
Yeah.
innkeeper inside. We know it had
I think
nefarious.
we hide... Who just got buried outside?
The innkeeper and his family.
we need to dig them up so that we can put them in the fire, make it look
No.
realistic.
No, I was thinking. Okay, how about this? We bury everybody, and then we don't burn the inn. That way, if anyone comes to check on the inn, it's still there.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
we
you
leave a
steal the
note.
blood, the broken glass, everything like that. I just
Yeah,
say we
because
fucking burn the
they
inn.
would still expect the fact that there was a battle to capture you.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that.
Or we just burn the inn and name the graves outside some of the men that were killed.
But we don't.
Couldn't.
We don't know how they operate. We don't know if they burn things after a mission. We don't know if they bury things on a mission. So it'd probably be better to.
I mean,
just...
they're Templars. I don't know.
No,
Does
they're
anyone
not
not have any
Templars.
knowledge about the Templars?
They're not Templars.
Well,
They're Inquisition.
well, the Inquisition is part of the Templars, if not, right?
No,
No?
not at all. No one expects the Inquisition. The Templars are just mage keepers. The
Oh.
Inquisition are religious zealots.
Anyone know how the Inquisition bury?
I
they
say we
burn
just
or
burn
do
the
they
fucking
bury?
inn.
Well, it'd be something religious, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry. It'd be something religious. If they are Inquisition, then they have some faith to them. Though, I don't see any markings on their body that say they're Inquisition. He's like rolling up their sleeves. Usually they're branded or tattooed in some way. These men are clearly undercover
Or mercenaries.
or mercenaries.
Let's bury everybody. Don't burn the bin. The inn, and then let's get out of here. It's creepy.
I say we bury the bad guys in the basement, cave the basement in, and keep the family outside.
Well, why
Ryan
don't
is
you
just
all
gonna
vote?
reach for the top shelf and grab a fucking drink at this point.
Right, who votes? Right, say A if you vote for burying the bad people down in the basement, sort of caving that in, and leaving a note.
Let's bury them outside. There's fresh mud. Huh?
Yeah, but it's easier just to
Leaving
chuck
him
him
down.
down in the basement.
I don't know.
You want to just dump him at the basement and walk off? We want to hide the bodies.
No,
of the...
bury the basement. Like, just cave the basement in or something. I don't know.
I think outside.
No, alright, fuck it, outside. That's the clear vote. Leland
you-
goes off to find a shovel.
Like at the end of the day, these were just folks doing a job, right?
Alright, you all in agreement? You're gonna bury the bandits?
Ryan is gonna start drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Burn
by
them
the
in
way,
a fire
He's
instead.
been sitting at the bar this entire time just listening to all of this.
There is such a massive hole at the bar. You're all like clinging on to the actual bar itself on your tiptoes.
We'll get that beer, whatever it takes.
Alright, so what? Tell me the solution here. What's the plan?
I'm gonna sit and study the code for longer while I have a chance.
Okay.
What was on that piece of paper?
Right, basically a hit for Reiner. All his information so you could spot him out of a crowd.
Oh right. Did it leave instructions with like what to do if they captured him?
They just said wanted alive.
Oh
But how would
god,
you know
let's
where to
take the
take them?
capture.
Hmm?
We'll capture Reiner.
That's what Angel said.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fuck, where are we taking
glad
him?
you're
But
coming
where do
around
we need to take
eventually.
him? Surely the note should say if it's like a wanted poster.
No. So Angel's discovered that they used the same drop points that the Robins use. So the plan, Angel put forward a plan that you would, on the way to your current mission, put a drop in saying sustained casualties, Reiner caught, need backup.
Or need a closer location to drop him off. Yeah.
Actually, set time.
And if they use the same places the Robins use, is there something going on there?
So they state that, from what you can tell, they seem to be. They're only aware of some of these instant drop points. So the Robins have this arcane ability to drop small objects or messages to one another at these rare and unique drop points. Even Angel's knowledge isn't fully understanding of it, considering he constantly forgets to check them. But
I'm
it's
going to
allows a
check
way
them
of-
at the next one.
Yeah. Alright, so what's the plan while the inn's filling with rain?
Let's bury the bodies, I'm going to read the code, and then we'll. Is there a drop point on the way to where we're going? Where's the closest one that I can tell from this?
Garion unfolds this map, and he's like, "My village is just under a day's ride, and Angel, you'll know that there is one on the way."
All right, let's do that.
Cool. You'll begin to bury the bodies. The bodies are buried. Angel, you don't discover anything new just yet, but as you mount up, you set off, and the rain begins to die down a little bit. The heavy woods, Girion didn't lie, the land has become swampy and boggy, and the upward hill climb to his village is somewhat of a nightmare on the horses. You have to go very slow for fear that you may trip over a root or fall down into some small badger den or rabbit hole and break the horse's legs. So you're edging along this wooden path, but the actual road is long since overgrown and mossy.
Okay.
But we're coming up towards evening now. The sun's slowly setting. It leaves quite a beautiful view of the amazing ridgeback mountains that stretch out before you, all completely covered in snow, and the sleet and bog and snow is somewhat descending upon you. But you push on regardless.
Get a quick reminder where we are on the map.
So you would have just turned from. Before you were on the main road from Northsgard to Manuel, but you turned right about halfway through, and you're heading towards an unmarked hamlet.
Okay, through those trees.
No, that's left. You've gone right.
All right, we're heading towards the mountain.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So as you get to this point, Garion dismounts. The place you pointed on the map, Angel, is here. Or it used to be. There is what remains of a little shack. It's kind of dilapidated. Half a tree's fallen through it. But you can easily tell that the doorway used to have moss hanging over, but it looks like it's been moved.
Well, who's the best at checking traps? Because this looks a bit sus. Bit sussy.
Yeah, right, a roll of perception.
Yeah, Ryan, a roll of perception.
Have you got dice there? Can you just roll it for me now? Quickly.
Yep. What's your perception?
It is. Not that. Oh yeah, I've just transferred it all over 2 seconds. 9.
9? Okay, so you just about make it. So, as you dismount, you see that the moss has in fact been placed there, and it's not connected to anything. In fact, the moment you touch it, it just falls down. There are no traps, but there are there's one footprint within inside the cabin, or what's left of it. It's a shack. You basically can stand in it at this point. There is one footprint left. Everything else outside has probably been swept away by this mini landslide. And there is a small trap door as you dust it away, all the dirt. This is the drop point that Angel had suggested to use.
Can I open the door?
It doesn't open for you.
Move aside, compadre. I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to do a little check as well, just to see if it's how it should be.
The trapdoor has been opened, but you can tell immediately that it has not been opened by a robin.
Right. And do I need to roll anything to check? You said there's no traps to Rhino.
There's no traps. No traps.
Alright, I'm going to open it up and see...
A trap goes off. No, I'm joking. As you open it, you can tell now that this has been... clearly a robin hasn't been this way in a very long time. And this is somewhat no longer belonging to the robins. This gang has been using it.
Right.
Or this group of people. The box in which the robins pass their messages is still completely sealed. So if you imagine you're looking into a small little basement, like it would be a steel box of this black obsidian. There's a small chest where robins pass their notes, and you could leave each other small items in these drop points, and they would move and stuff like that. but that's still
That,
sealed.
that's interesting. Small items, helpful items might be left in there, Tom.
Not in the chest's notes. So the main box itself is relatively empty. There are a load of these books and some these small books and rings. There is more of these parchments that say Reiner. There's parchments for people as well that you've never heard of or haven't met yet. In fact, you could probably take 2 of them that as they're just copies of the others. There's one for a Frederick von Heim. Von Heim. And one for a Sarah von Heim. It doesn't say the location. It just says male, human, female, human. Both brunettes, both blue-eyed. Age unknown. Location unknown.
Is there any other sort of similarities in these ones and the codes that we had? Like that I could help decipher more?
There is a unique one as you dig down. It's a slightly larger book. So the others are the size of your palm. This is probably an A4. Just a regular size notebook. So not the size of palm, but like the one between A5.
Okay.
But it is bound, and for some reason you can't undo the strings.
Try putting on one of the rings.
Ooh. That's a good shout.
I was gonna say.
But I'm quite attached to this finger.
Reiner put on one of the rings and try and open it.
Yeah, it opens. Well done. Inside is a completely different type of code, and this is the writing kind of etches in, and then disappears, and etches in again and disappears. Full pages worth, never repeating the same symbols. The ink as well, it glows almost like fire and then disappears. So someone is writing almost like they're writing in this book in front of you.
So it's happening as we speak, someone's talking.
Writing, yeah.
Can I give Reiner something to write on?
Can I just pass
Yeah.
the book to Lula at this point?
Yeah, you do desperately what you can to scribble down the pages in front of you, but every page is written on within an instant and then disappears. So you catch some symbols. The one that catches your eye is a symbol of the Inquisition eye, but it's mentioned very rarely. Another one that you... Oh, that say something there, Voltron?
Can we bring more rings together to try and like complete the eye, as it were?
Mm.
Okay, you complete the eye. The writing stops. It stays on the page.
So we can read.
Can I
I'm
copy
so
the whole
chuffed.
page quickly into something?
Yeah, you can easily sketch it. So it takes a little while, but you're as the light begins to fade, you'll set up some torches and a fire outside as you begin to scribble this what looks like nonsense when you're writing it down. It is a dialect that you've not seen before, but I believe... Actually, hold on, were you there? Oh, flashing back! During the King's Moot, there is mention of symbols on the webway, or that archway, where the servants came from.
Yeah.
Four symbols are repeated in this text over and over again, and they shared the same 4 symbols that were on the archway.
Cool.
So
Can I make a note of that?
Yeah. Right, Bob, go ahead. It is an ancient unknown language, or unknown by you.
Did Riker not remember it?
We're all fucking
Not
old.
that old, mate.
Well, you are.
Aegis might know.
Is it worth going to see Aegis to see if he does know? Can you see Aegis?
I can, but I wouldn't do it now.
Why?
Not sure I want to talk to him, to be honest. That's why.
Helpful.
We can do, I guess.
I mean,
right, let me scribble these down, and Vulture will make his terrible handwritten notes of what all these 4 symbols that are repeatedly going are.
I mean, we could get someone else to write it for you and give it to you.
Would you seeing a just take? Would it conflict with what we're about to do? Would it take a lot of time?
I don't think time's the problem. I think almost the path we're on is the problem. If we want to continue as we're going, we need to
Where is Aegis?
keep going. Actually, yeah, Aegis is in the land beyond, right? And I'm not sure that's a very hospitable place right now.
No.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't risk it. I'm very... I think he'd be concerned about the way we're going in terms of direction, physical direction. For him, I think that's a bigger priority. He doesn't.
Okay.
He wouldn't unlikely be as aware of the need for this.
Well,
Us
the
to
elves
stop
might
what's
know.
happening here.
We could always ask Lauren's dad. Again, not time sensitive, but next time we see him, we could always ask.
It depends. What do you all think? Do we think this is something we talk now, or do we talk later?
I mean, share any information that we might have, but if not, I guess carry on with what we're going towards.
Imagine
But I don't think what this has anything to do with what we're coming up against.
No.
But what we're coming up against has not shared anything of what they are, other than a mysterious thing that can persuade and apparently open up hell upon Earth. So, did those portals? They opened up shit, didn't they?
I think they were almost way gates. You entered from one place and returned or exited from another.
Do we remember where?
No. I think
So
was it almost the Badlands or the North that they came from?
No, the Waygate was completely dead by the time the lords at Hammerholt and his men found them. But it was undoubtedly that the crazy corrupted servants and mercenaries came through it and snuck in, and it was that Waygate was actually buried under like the poorer district. So when you investigated it, it was like hidden almost. And as it's been mentioned before, that dwarven holds are built on top of one another repeatedly, and sometimes they're forgotten about completely and then rediscovered when they're building a new segment. The only dwarven hold that ever built upwards instead of down is the Evenstar.
How much of a sentence would I be able to construct with what I know of this code at the moment if I made something now?
So it's spoken almost in Morse code. So it's like, get to this place, stop. Secure weapons, stop.
Mm-hmm. Would I be able to confidently write Reiner and then the location we're at with a symbol?
No? You can easily write down, Reiner and this drop point, yeah. You also been able to put together the fact that they knew you were leaving Northsgard, the one you did.
So it could be worth just saying Reiner at this drop point, and then we spring a trap here. Put some cloaks on ourselves, wait a few days.
Maybe at a date. Maybe put it at a date.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe
Is there a way to put it at a
yourself
date in
enough
like maybe
time.
a week's time?
Are there any
Speaking of
dates
other
that we
ones,
see
that was
within the book that we
There
can
is.
copy?
There is.
Any? Is there a particular significance of that?
So you can be able to tell the date in which from when you left Northsgard. So you can work it out from that, the numerical value adding
Nice.
up to. So you can effectively ambush them tomorrow, the next day, or the day after, etc., etc.
Is this a full record? Like, how far back does this go?
Which one? The
If we start
smaller
flicking
books?
those pages of the big one.
The big one, you haven't deciphered that whatsoever, other than
Okay.
the symbols of the that's shared with the Dwarven Waygate.
Okay.
We give it to Angel to be like, here's something for you to maybe study. Alright.
Oh good, the more I read it.
Another book. Great.
I mean, How much of a time crunch are we on our main goal here? Is it worth holding on a day, trimming off this potential threat that could stab us in the back, and then move
Well, there's no
forward?
telling if there's any of these bandits or mercenaries anywhere nearby, so you don't know if you're going to be waiting a day to a week to a month.
Fuck it, I say when we've completed all times of the submissions, we just fucking walk into the Church of Solace. Give them what they want.
Your head on a
I-
plate.
A delicious plate.
I mean, it doesn't say that they know what any of you look like. None of you have been there, so you could always dress up as bandits, and we can always spring a trap that way.
I look to Reiner. I feel like it's very hard to disguise who I am.
Just wear a dark cloak. Cover your face.
I'm sorry, can you see the skin and the
Wear
height?
gloves.
Do any of the bandits just
off your
feel
ears.
happy to be wearing a burqa?
No, unfortunately not.
That's unfortunate.
Rimworld flashbacks there.
Well,
Alright,
Well,
so
maybe let's
right.
just set them a set point for like in a week's time, and
Yeah.
then if we're not here in a week's time, fuck it. Then they know that I don't know.
Tough
know
titties,
something's up.
We couldn't make it.
I mean, you could literally say, like, they clearly wrote Northgard, so you could easily write a city or a point to ambush them.
I guess we don't know
Send them
what
to
we're
Gwen's
walking
pub.
into.
No. No.
Well,
The
where do we
Onion.
want to go?
Go to the Onion.
Well, Garian's leading us, so
Yeah, but we haven't actually discussed
Yeah, no,
where we want to
after
go
this.
after this.
We got Lazarus
one
and the
thing-
Church
we
of
going
Solace.
Lazarus after
They're
this?
the big ones, aren't they?
No, there's that
Well, Lazarus
massive
is second.
invasion that's about to happen, which we should probably skedaddle back.
Oh, yeah, it's
But-
Lazarus.
Lazarus isn't going to be invaded, but Lazarus is completely burnt to ruin, so if you're going to ambush anyone...
Lazarus is a good shout.
And we can find out about
I feel like
where
Reiner knows
we're at
Lazarus
the same
quite
time.
well. A good vantage point.
Not far from Lazarus as well at this point.
Should we say Lazarus in a week's time?
Can we make it in a week?
Maybe say Lazarus in a month's time. Give yourself time to get
A
there.
month.
Couple of
month.
weeks.
No. 10
No,
days.
no, no.
10 days.
Couple of weeks. Yeah.
How far away is Lazarus from here?
It's a week's ride, so...
Okay,
10 days.
but we need to complete what we're doing as well.
Do you
Yeah.
have
Maybe
a-
make it
maybe
then
say
14 days, 2
Yeah,
weeks.
2 weeks.
So
What about,
2
what
days
about
to do
the
what we're doing,
Middengard
10 days to
invasion?
get there, and then a couple of days to set up.
Might be worth as well, Tom, Angel, contacting the Robins and getting their help on this.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it at this drop point because I don't want to change anything.
Clever boys and girls today. Everyone's wrinkled their brains before this. I'm enjoying this now. Wee.
All right, so last question: do we leave him a message now? Oh my god, what the hell happened there?
So out of focused.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
I was trying to gain some focus and I lost it all. Yeah, okay, real quick before I make this decision, I feel like Middengard is in quite a bit of time pressured plight. If we stick something on for 10 days and then go all the way to Lazarus and then try and get all the way back to the other side of the city, that's quite a lot.
But do we not want to go to Lazarus anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, a complete alternative is we send these guys somewhere we're not.
Kill
We just-
way
we-
far.
We send them.
Yeah, kill some
What
time.
was that
Like-
continent that you were on, Lulan?
Yeah, like way
Ooh.
over there.
Like we
true.
say, see you in 10 days. We're there.
That's true.
And then just don't turn up.
That
We,
is
we could
I-
also send them
we have
somewhere
a lot
that
of
is
time
infested with
pressure right
enemies.
now.
I agree.
Okay, how about
Did-
we send them to where we're going now, just a few
Well,
days later.
And then we've
than
got
we-
to deal with that as well
just
as the
a few
other
days
thing.
later.
Oh,
To make this work, are we going to have to just wheel Reiner around with his hands in ropes?
I mean, could do that.
Well, everyone.
Got the
just in case.
no, there's the anti-magic handcuffs. Can we do
Oh
some,
yeah.
can we put them on him in such a way that he can take them off himself?
It's a like a massive, almost
Collar.
collar that snaps round.
I mean, I don't. Oh, you know, I do use magic.
How about?
There's only one.
If you give me the key.
Wait. Check the map again. Check the map again. What are the other ones that they know? What are the other drop points?
So the other drop points are all within like from Northgard to Lazarus, like in and around the mountains. So this is clearly a place they operate.
Alright, how about we leave them a message to say we're gonna go somewhere maybe a little bit north or whatever, and we'll meet them there in a week. But then when we're done, we send them another message say we had to double back because we found some trouble. Meet us in Lazarus in 10 days, and then they then have to get there.
Yeah,
So we sent them one way, and then being like, "Yo, sorry, can't make it. Meet us
I
here
don't want to
instead."
fuck with them too much though, because they might talk to us in a code we don't understand. I want to send just one message which gets them where we want them. Like,
Right,
meet
okay.
us.
Then
Right.
it Lazarus.
No, stop. What do we want to do? Time sensitive missions wise, we've got the one we're on now to find the blood of a maiden fair, isn't it?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
then, are we bothered about saving the bitch in Lazarus? Or
Well,
the big guy thing?
Where? Okay, I've got a point which isn't going to change the subject from what you're talking about. Once we've completed all the quest items, where do we have to take them? Is it on the way? Does anyone remember?
Powerful city, isn't it?
out of lore, I know. In lore, I don't.
I'll just step in here. You need to take it back to what Tink showed you
Oh, under the Robin's Tower.
by the Robin's Tower.
Right.
But I don't think anyone's made that connection in game.
Yes, Angel, Freya, and Voltrum have multiple times,
Ah,
and I believe Lunan has at one point.
okay, cool.
Cool. So,
This progress that Freya
Okay.
and Vulture made. God, progress.
okay.
Why don't we
Yeah,
say this then? Because we do want to go to the Church of Solace because we need to go there with preferably an army and actually sort out what's going on there. So why don't we just say we will meet them at the Church of Solace, and then we just go and look like we're delivering me, and then attack them all there? Because
I'm sorry.
I think we do the Lazarus plan because it's down.
Yeah.
Like, we're going the way we're going, then we stop off at Lazarus, get that done, and we deal with the other thing we have to do, and then we circle back around to where we need to be. Then we'll
Okay,
sort of do a
done.
nice little circle.
Because if we fuck up at if we fuck up at the Lazarus, then at least we can go to the Church of Solace. However, if we go to the Church of Solace and it turns out to be how we die, no, I'd rather not die.
wasn't that strong.
I don't want to underestimate anybody. People always underestimate us. I don't want to underestimate anyone else.
We have a crucial piece of the puzzle here, which is this book that we know precious little about. I would like to know more about our enemy, which it may well be the Church of Solace. If we dedicate a bit of time while we travel to decoding this book, to understanding some of its nuances, we're going to be better equipped for this. I wouldn't rush into a fight blindly, ever.
So are you agreeing Lazarus then?
I think
Yeah.
we go Lazarus. I also think we go recover a friend if she's still there.
Okay.
Also,
Lazarus plan.
quick question: I just want to check? Does anyone have fire? Because if it is the Church of Solace, maybe it interacts with fire. You know what I mean? Like, you know how some things on paper show up more in certain things. We might as well use flame just to see, and if not, then we've got to
Keep
put the
it up a
big
little
book
bit.
back, because otherwise, then they know something's up. We can't take this book with us, I think. Is anyone on that? Is that yes? No?
I spit fire.
Why don't you ask her directly?
Freya. Well, I'm asking Freya.
Well, I'm sorry, but what kind of question was that? Of course you got fire.
Well, can you just see if your flame lights anything else up on the page?
Wait, hang on. Don't
shows
test burning
anything
the
else.
book.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
yeah.
burn the
Burn
book.
the book.
Just hold the flame in your hand.
Good light. That is good.
And whenever Freya goes near a book, you raise my tension levels.
Yes.
Can Frey just snatch the book of Angel?
I wasn't
Oh.
even holding it.
Who's holding it?
Lulu.
She passes it to Angel, then snatches
Me.
it off him.
Yeah, past his Angel's touch still. Okay, can
Well, is she gonna let
can
you
I
do
just
that? Oh, well.
can I just set my hand on fire and just like
Just
not?
a finger. A
Oh
finger will do.
right.
Which hand do you wear your ring?
I think it's left.
Which hand are you gonna light on fire?
Right.
Which ring? The one they got
Nothing.
or her own ring?
Her own.
Try the other ring. Try the
Nothing
other hand.
happens.
Yeah, but I don't want to blow the page up.
Well, I'm holding the book.
Okay, there.
Just a
Just,
finger.
it's just Lulan holding it like this. It doesn't react to the flame, but the moment you reveal the ring to the pages, the writing kind of like separates outwards towards the edge of the pages and disappears, and then something moves along the page, almost like a shark through water, and the pages begin to like kind of bulge, like something's underneath them, and then this, like I wouldn't say like a flower, but like something begins to blossom within the inside, and it is a completely perfect sketch of your ring, and then it shuts, disappears, and the pages go back to white and empty.
Don't mind
Well, they know that we're not. Yeah, our plan of
That's
later
right,
trappers
right.
might have failed.
that. Well, that seals the deal. Let's go to Lazarus. Once
Yeah.
we've dealt with this ship.
Yeah, leave a note. Just say.
As
just
you go to close the book,
Oh.
writing in Elvish appears, and all it
Oh.
says is "solace?" ?
Oh god, it's
Does
coming
it
up
use-
with mad scribbles now.
Not scribbles.
No.
Is the handwriting
Someone's
the same as before?
Yes,
Exactly the same as before.
exactly the same as before. It still
Just-
glows, but
Is this
oh,
the big
sorry.
book or the small one?
This is the big one. The small ones are just books of code that you've got in your pocket.
Right.
So this is the actual
Lazarus,
message.
2
Alex,
weeks.
I'm really
Lazarus,
sorry.
2
Can
weeks.
I have a reminder?
hmm
Who were the gods again, or the children of the dragons?
So
The-
the primordial
Solace is-
dragons would be the gods. The Aldari are
That's the one.
the five, which are Solace,
Yeah,
Noctis,
yeah.
Solace.
Sorry,
is the-
I've also
Solace we like.
read it. Solace we like. He's the one who created the elves.
Yeah, so
And also
Solace
did
created.
some stuff to chest.
Sorry.
Like he did some armor of the stuff we're wearing.
Oh yeah. Oh, no, that's Lunas.
Lunas.
Oh.
Yeah, Lunas is the creator of the dwarfs and the blacksmith. Who,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lunas mastered all elements and all elemental spirits, and in turn created 5 legendary pieces of armor and most of the legendary weapons. Solace created the Eldar and then in turn the elves. Noctis gave humanity the ability of fire and magic control, and is the one that you fought at Markef, the one-winged one who controls ice. And then there are the
Twins.
the lovers, the twins and lovers, who are Dusk. Dawn.
Dusk and Dawn.
Yeah.
So does Voltron read Elvish?
No, just.
So it just says solace.
It just says
What's our-
Solace
What's
question
our
mark.
response to that?
I would just write. Angel,
Oh,
can you
what?
tell us how to write in ancient Elvish? No, can you tell us how to?
Wait.
How-
Do we? Wait. It's not code now. It's Elvish.
Yeah. So just writing in
Okay.
Elvish.
Right in Elvish.
Lazarus in 14 days.
I hope you're not expecting me to write this.
No.
I'll write it.
Was
Just
it
write-
like an inquiring
Yeah,
question?
but
Yeah.
that's just what I
Like
mean.
a
It's
question
like
of solace, or was it a statement of
It was
solace?
Solace question mark.
Solace. So is it asking us to wear Solace?
I'm just gonna write. Just
Or
write
it could
Lazarus.
be saying,
and-
it could be someone else realizing.
But that's what I
it
mean,
and
like,
saying the solace as a hint of its solace.
Well, no, it's Solace question mark. I feel like it's
Am I
asking
right in
us.
saying the Church of the Stupid Flame?
And the Inquisition, so they're
They
obviously.
worship solace.
No,
So
it's the
Solace-
Church of Solace. Solace.
Solace is the what humanity has come to worship, believing that he is the god of the sun.
Mm.
When in turn he actually wasn't a huge fan of humans.
Like, is this a code, basically, say your
Well,
affiliation?
don't
Is there a
forget,
reply that we're meant to have?
They just read a message from us, which was a picture of her ring.
Yeah, well, that's
So
what I mean.
That's
So
why they're replying like, "What the hell are you talking about? Are you talking about Solace?" Question mark.
Well, or do we reply with all the rings and put the rings against the paper?
Lily, give me the
did it
book. Let me hold the book.
Freya's specific ring that she uses for her ult, or the rings that we all put on from there.
The rings that we all put on from the Church of Solace people. Because it recognises that ring. It will
No,
recognise the
wait,
other
no,
ring.
no, it's my-
It's her flame.
It's my
Yeah,
ring.
yeah, no. What I'm saying is they might be saying it as like, "Are you part of the Solace?" So if we all show them the rings that we stole off the dead bodies, the book can obviously read the rings.
No, because it's not that ring. It's Freya's ring.
It's also
I'm not
in Elvish.
saying that. I'm
It's also
showing.
in
I'm
Elvish.
saying, yeah.
They
if
had
we-
no idea. None of them were elves, so they're not
No,
going to know
no,
what
no,
that said.
no. But it's like it might be a test. It might be
But-
saying, "Who is this? Like, why are you showing me that ring?" So then we show them the other rings, then we'll be like, "Well, we are you," without saying anything too
I
much.
agree, Max. However, that's like speaking French to someone that doesn't speak French. They're not
You
just
know,
not
'cause
going to
they
know what the word
other
was.
rings. Because we had to use the rings to open the book.
But the people sending, so this is the people we took the rings from, they're not going to understand what the word was in front of them. So
They might
testing them on something, we're just, well,
Could we
yeah, they
send,
might.
like,
Look,
the-
the
Sorry for
book
being
is alive.
prejudiced to assume that bandits don't speak and written Elvish.
Well, yeah, but you're assuming that these are just bandits. They're obviously not just bandits. We've
Look,
already
the book
established
is
they're
alive.
from the
Whoever
Church
is
of
monitoring
Solace.
the big book is obviously probably bigger than the little lackeys that we have run into. And this big guy knows some shit and knows how to write Elvish and is questioning whether the ring that Freya is wearing is Solace. I don't even want to question why it thinks it's Solace, why Freya's ring means something to do with Solace. I don't know anything about that. The fact that Freya's ring indicates Solace is a
Well,
big question mark.
My
So-
new ult is the Sword of Solace.
Maybe we could just say
Say the Sword of Solace,
say
that sounds pretty
yes. Or question mark back.
No, because if the ring is known as the Sword of Solace, then
Right, guys,
whoever
all I'm
this man-
saying is from what we've got and what they've got, the only thing that we can say to them in reply that is not suspicious in any way is to show them the rings. Because if we write anything else and write the wrong thing, then they're obviously going to be sus of who we are.
Sorry, bro. We meant these.
It's a coin
rings.
flip. It's a coin flip.
maybe just right. Let's compromise. Do the ring and write in ancient Elvish Lazarus 14 days.
What's that ring called that you actually have?
My ring, it's actually. Wait a minute. Let me have a look.
Did you
Actually,
say
Alex,
the Sword
look.
of Solace?
No, that's my ult.
Well, we know-
What is the actual ring called? It doesn't say in my
Do
notes.
you want me to do it, Alex?
Yeah, you do it.
It's the key to the eternal flame.
That's it.
Shit.
So that's not what its real name is. That's
No,
how
but it-
that's what it do.
Oh, my
It
bad.
It acts as the ignition, but there is a name that you don't know, and
Oh, okay.
I can't tell you.
Okay, fuck it. Just write Lazarus in 2 weeks, and then that sort of.
Wait a minute.
Should we say no? Lazarus, give a date.
No, just
No,
just,
don't even say no, because if
just show
they're-
them
if it's a
the
test-
ring.
Wait. It goes Solace question mark, and then what? We're just gonna put Lazarus in 2 weeks.
well, yeah, because they might think if we're
Wait,
acting,
wait,
we're acting as
think
the
we're Solace.
bandits, so
They
they know
just.
because the other
What about we
option
just?
is
What about
the
we just
bandits
write
have got-
yes? Why don't we just write yes and see if it replies back to us?
No, because we're the fucking
fuck it.
bandits.
Or we could say
Bandits might have found the ring. If the bandits did the job successfully, they've captured all of us, so they would have Freya's ring.
let's say the
So
girl
if they
had-
were the ones that showed the ring to the book, then you just write Solace on so many so and so, and they might think, well, the job's gone successfully. We have the ring of Solace as well.
Yeah. Say something like the girl had it, so there's not a yes or no.
No, just put a date.
confirmation.
Just put the date. Can't put too much. The more you put, the more suspicious it is.
Okay, but Frey's gonna turn to Vultrum and just be like, "What do you think?"
There is so many assumptions being made everywhere.
And
we
as they're
don't
all
know.
arguing in the tiny little what's left of this shack, Girion and Bleety just outside in the rain, just
I
like
thought it
getting
stopped
slowly more
raining.
drenched. It's snowing, it's sleeting, and raining all at the same time.
I can just imagine Davlan's like face going from like left to right to like forward to backwards, like
Well,
like
he's looking
watching
up, so it's
tennis.
I was amazed when Bleety walked out with a colander on his head, and now it just makes perfect sense. Ding 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 ding. I'll look at Freya and just go. To be honest, it's your call. We have no way of knowing how this goes.
I'll go,
Go
get
with
some water while you
your
guys
gut
continue
instinct.
arguing.
I think we should go
because-
with what Reiner says. They want to capture him.
I also feel like we have
I
to drag
think
this out like we did
The,
like that
the
door.
safest
like,
thing, the safest thing to do is say the least amount of information. Not try and say something that would make them suspicious or anything. So literally, just do a date and a place. I think that's it.
Should we put
Maybe
the date of today and the drop point we're at, and then the next date and Lazarus? So it shows
Yeah.
where we
I
maybe
are.
we
think
should
that's
make
what
it
we do.
20 days, not 14, so we have at least time to save thingy.
Bless you.
Do 2 weeks. It takes a week to get there, so we'll have a week in preparation.
Okay. 2 weeks.
What are you writing?
It's just like any true message, we ignore them.
I don't know, if I'm honest.
What
We're
are you
just
writing?
gonna write Lazarus 2 weeks. Just
What?
write yes, Lazarus 2 weeks.
Only
Also-
put yes.
No.
Only
I thought
put
we
yes.
were gonna put today's date, the drop point we're at, and then the date we want them to get there, and say Lazarus, because
I agree with
there's a
Angel.
through line of where we are and where we're gonna be.
Fultrum speak, because you look like you're going to explode.
I'm trying to remember everything we know about the book because
If we're committed to going ahead with trying to trick them, then we need to reply as the bandits would to the Elvish that they can't read. So just write something like no Elvish and then give the date, and then we're addressing what they've said and doing what we wanted to do.
Yeah, well, so just write in common.
pan americano.
Just like no sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Yeah, we could write question mark as the answer to the first question, and then do the dates thing.
Let's.
Yeah, I think
sorry,
that's fair.
I don't want to rein it back. What is everything we know about this damn book? It wasn't until we introduced a ring that we were able to open it. We then had all the rings until we would be able to read it, and then we couldn't understand what language it was. When we introduced the Elven ring, it responded, but it also made a carbon copy. Is there anything else that any of us have that could elicit a similar interaction?
Well, I put Ryan's magic ring over it.
Do you just do it, Max, or are you waiting? And...
I'm asking.
Okay.
Should I?
I mean,
No, well, I think we're down the path of Solace now.
Yeah.
but it could just
I-
be like we're just showing them everything we've got in the loot capture.
Yeah, that's my theory.
I'm gonna wave my pipe in front of the book.
Nothing happens.
Well, we solved that one.
What is the metal the rings are made of, Alex?
The ones that you got from the bandits.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's just steel.
just standard. Okay.
Fuck it. Should we show Reiner's ring and see what happens?
No. No.
Do we have anything of Reiner's that can show we have Reiner?
The other one is a Windblade.
I feel like we're making this so much more complicated than
We
it
are.
actually needs to be.
We massively
So
are,
much more
we've
complicated.
missed
I feel like
something.
we should just reply, like, yeah, promise, like, no hablo español. Lazarus,
Can I
14
chime
days.
in here for a second?
Please.
Are you getting confused between the drop point where you were going to leave a message and this new book that you found that was written in a dialect that no one can speak?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they are.
yes. so you're getting two messages confused.
Yeah.
The drop
we
point
don't.
is where you can communicate with these bandits. This book was only sealed by them, and you've unsealed it.
So we can
Yeah, but
forget
unsealed
the
it
bandits.
using their ring, so they
So
obviously
yes,
use it
it
for
was bound by.
communication.
They don't use this. They use the drop points for communication. You know that already.
Yeah.
But
This
again,
book is
if
not
we
used by them.
unsealed the
This
book,
book was
I don't
sealed
think this. I
by
don't
them.
think this book is talking to the bandits at all. I think this is a completely different thing.
I
Why
think
the
this
hell?
is
Let's
whoever's.
close it.
I think this is someone whoever's high up the chain.
I don't know. They sealed it away. If they were trying to use it to communicate, why would they seal it away?
Well, they might not have been using it to communicate because the other one is what they.
Oh, I think this is what. And also, why would they ask about Solace? If they're after Rhino, why don't they just put Rhino question mark?
Yeah, so they are different.
Different.
That's
different
what. That's what I mean. It's a completely different thing.
alright, fuck it. Ryder walks out of the room and into the rain.
So, right.
Just reply.
Let's
reply,
just.
yes.
We'll just say. Yeah. Let's just rethink this. Am I gonna say yes?
It's a load.
Fuck it, yes.
From the beginning of this conversation, are we going to go with what I said originally? And this is yes, because it's not asking for Rhino. It's got nothing to do with Rhino. This is asking for Solace? Question mark.
Just say yes. Fuck it.
I was just
Why
going
not?
to say, if the books were being used for communication, could it be like a rank thing? Like higher ranking members of the church?
That's what I'm
But
saying.
why would they ask for Solace? If this is about Rhino, why are they
Well, it's not.
asking about the god of elves?
Because
Well, that's
Rhino
Rhino.
is. So that's the. They want the Rhino for something else, and the higher ups are obviously probably zealots or whatever of Solace.
I
who
just
believe
think
that there
this
was
is
some
I'll just say
chosen
one
path,
thing.
and then
Right?
suddenly.
I
Solace's
think this is a
gift
very
become
small
into power, so
window.
like, oh my god.
I think this is a very small window we're jumping through.
They're
I'm
from
going
the Church of
toilet.
Solace.
If I write anything in this book and it goes down the shithole, I know full well I'm gonna get paid for it, and I'm not getting
Yes,
paid
you
again. I'm not getting paid.
Angel, what would you write?
Oh,
What did I write?
I think
I can't
think
read
writing
it.
a date.
You would just write yes, right?
I would write yes because it's asking for Solace.
Right, I'm going to the
Question.
toilet.
But that's what Angel would do.
If I write a date, it's
What are you
just
trying to
what
say?
the
No,
it doesn't.
we're no longer on dates. We're much more
Yeah,
away from that.
right, this is what I mean. Look, think of that Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Voldemort was writing in the book. Harry replied. We got more information. If I reply like a normal, I'm having a conversation with this book, maybe we'll get more information. Do you get what I mean?
Fuck it, yeah, because at the end of the day, the worst thing that's going to happen is they know that we've killed the bandits, and then we're back at stage one. So
And then
fuck it.
what? And then we'll just have to end up killing more
Yeah,
people
fuck
than we
it, whatever,
generally do.
go for it.
Let's
Right,
write
am I putting-
ASL.
Am I putting yes, or shall I just put question mark? Or no?
I defer to your fine judgment, my lady.
Well, you're not Solace, are you?
No, but it's asking for Solace.
Well, then you could always say his ring.
That's what I mean. So,
Yeah, so just reply with his ring.
but I'm
You're
holding the
confirming.
book.
No, Lulan's
Lulan's
holding it open.
Well, no, can I take the book off Lulan? It just makes sense if I hold it.
Okay.
Right, I'm not saying anymore. I fucking left.
Just before
We could really throw a spanner in the works and just write Noctis down.
Or just as a troll.
That will really piss them off.
Oh, not just question mark. But I don't want to piss off the gods.
Before we do anything, is everyone happy with the other book for me to just write this code for 2 weeks in Lazarus?
Yeah, 2 weeks Lazarus, go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna write in the other one where we are now, this drop location and the date, and then I'm gonna write 2 weeks from now Lazarus underneath it to show where we are and where we're going.
Cool. Bandit code is done. The drop point has been set for that.
Cool.
Right.
Alright, should we do this somewhere else in case it blows up and blows up the drop point? Oh, well, you know, there's a thing we've never tried. Just closing the book.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Works
just keep
every
it on
time.
red. Oh.
Oh my god, we're still on this.
Leave them on red.
Keep on red.
The other option is that we put the book back and then collect it on the way back through to Lazarus. That way, by that point, the bandit's note has been read and we can pick up the book again.
But if we leave this very important book here in a place which is known and used by bandits, they might come and
Yeah,
pick it
but
up.
they were the ones that sealed it. They were the ones that left it there.
Yeah, but we don't
Right,
No,
I'm,
no.
I'm writing yes back in Elvish.
As
I thought
you
Freya
write
has
yes
the book.
back,
Oh my god, if there's anything goes
Lulan was
Fre-
holding
Fre-
it.
Just
Side
fucking
note,
just go,
side note.
yeah, whatever. Luna wrote it. Luna wrote it.
as back in Elvish, more writing appears in Elvish. You live? Question mark. I
Shit.
failed. I failed you. They have my eyes. Where is she? Question mark. Does she live?
I will reply back.
Lazarus.
Whoa, 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 whoa there. So just
Lulan. Let Lulan.
Who doesn't have their eyes?
Your father.
Oh shit.
Who's she?
It's probably you.
Who likes Solace?
I'm gonna assume Varys does.
Varys doesn't like Solace. Varys doesn't like Lumos.
Well, Varys was trying to create life, wasn't he?
So was Lumos. Lumos did create life.
Luna's created the dwarfs and is a pretty good chill guy.
Not Lumos, fucking Noctis. Noctis created life as well. They have no eyes. Is she safe? Well, I would just reply,
You
I
could-
am, and for now. I am, as in I am safe, and, well, I am alive, and for now, she is safe.
Didn't she ask where is she? Couldn't you say something like I don't know?
No, just reply safe, for now.
Cool.
Good. No way back. They have me. Can't talk. They are coming.
Location,
Cool, yeah.
You wrote location.
yeah.
Question mark, I'm guessing, because you're saying it's a question.
Hmm.
Beyond the veil.
That narrows it down.
The Tower of the Damned. And then it ends and the code comes back. Multiple pages being written over and over again.
I share that information to the group. Then I close the book and ask the angel to write Lazarus 2 weeks' time, and that's
He's done that.
okay. Well, apparently someone is looking for solace, and they have no eyes. They want someone safe, and the person who wrote, whoever they are behind the veil, the Tower of the Damned. So that's an issue for another time. So let's keep going and let's discuss what that is until we get there.
Also, Frey, apparently you've got Solace's ring.
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
So, like, you
I'm sorry, you didn't share that with the group, but yeah.
It wasn't
Carry
like we
on.
knew I had Solace's ring. That was common knowledge,
It's been
everyone.
No.
mentioned multiple
And
times.
hasn't mentioned multiple times.
Multiple villains
No, we
have
knew
gone-
you had like a
It-
famous
Varys.
No,
Varys
everyone
literally
in
went,
my
"The Ring of
literally-
Solace!"
Didn't
as you
Solace
appeared.
literally give me his freaking his sword? Literally with big wall fail.
No, Lunas gave you Solace.
Oh well, you know, same thing. So thank you very much.
Lunas was a top boy.
Thank you.
Absolute G. R.I.P.
He was.
Right, well done, guys. That was a good, nice, quick interaction.
Fuck me, yeah. Can we continue on now?
Oh, that was
Yeah.
10 minutes into
If
that.
Harry Potter has taught me anything, it's to be very careful about what you say to a book. You never know who's listening.
So beware of objects you cannot see where they keep their brain.
So someone wants someone
we're all
safe
fun
and they
then,
have
aren't we?
no eyes. And
It's
they
food.
live. Well, I'm gonna look at Voltrim. Voltrim,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I thought that was I thought that was your cat for a second. I was like, that cat is huge.
No, that's just my chainsaw. Sorry, there's a mouse in my room and he's trying to get it at the same time.
What? Why is there a mouse in your room?
Because I'm pretty sure he brought it in and
Mason.
then lost it.
Oh my god.
And then it ran into the corners where all the wires are and we can't get it anymore. So it's a bit of a saga.
Have you done? You should do some cheese at the with a.
I've ordered a humane trap for tomorrow. But if
They like,
that's-
Have you got?
Lightly
Do you not have like a?
Lightly salted Doritos, they do like. We know this for a fact, don't we, Dan?
We do.
Is that how you caught Dan?
Okay.
This is what happens to mice if
No.
you look after them.
That's how I caught.
Not
that's how I
well,
caught
but a
Casey.
little.
I'll buy some Doritos tomorrow.
So Mason just came in and went, here you go, dropped a mouse.
Well,
on
I
there.
didn't see that part. I saw the part. Well, I didn't mean to distract the whole story. He just started attacking it. It threw me off. But he was in my room and he was like going, and like smelling and like reaching under the counter. So I was like, well, he's being silly, isn't he? And then I got my torch out and had a look down there, and there was like
It's
a
a
tiny
terrifying little
mouse
mouse.
like
Oh my
at the
god.
back. So I assume he's brought it in when no one was looking, dropped it off, and like playing with it like an absolute twat, and
Monster.
then lost it, and then it's run off.
Good it's lived, because cats usually like fucking maim the shit out of
It
them.
was not great for all the
Well,
cables.
it was like the other week when Rachel walked into that magpie. Do you remember? She called me up crying down the phone.
Yeah, slightly bigger than a mouse.
A cat brought in a magpie and broke its neck, but it was still living, and it was like she walked in from work and it was in the middle of her living room, kind of like
Oh my god.
obviously with
Oh no.
yeah, freaking the hell out, and like obviously it was pretty much good as dead,
Not
but
quite
it was
as-
still alive with a broken neck.
Not as fun saluting that one.
Yeah, she's like called me up crying, go Laurie, what do I do? And I was like, I don't know.
To curb stomp it.
Alright, shall we move on?
Oh,
Where are we
yeah.
going?
Right, so Girion looks at you and is like, I trust all has gone well.
Yep.
Very well,
Ryan
let
just goes
us,
and gets on his horse.
Yeah,
Let's,
Freya walked past.
let's journey on to the village. It's not much further. Your horse is trudged on the way. The night is now. The moon is fully lighting up the way. It's a lovely little full moon.
Can I just confirm we did put the book back, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you continue towards the village, you eventually get to its outskirts. You notice that the buildings are half destroyed and dilapidated. Clearly, it looks almost like a war has taken place within this small hamlet. There's no more than about 14 buildings, and then a couple barns and stables, and some like outhouses and stuff like that. But quite a few of these buildings are destroyed beyond all recollection and uninhabitable. Girion ties his horse to the well in the center of this little hamlet and dismounts. I would advise you do the same. The footing is uneven here.
I will.
Yeah.
Good. Follow me.
Real quick,
He lights it.
Garion, do you have a weapon?
No.
Oh, I thought you picked one up earlier.
He handed it to you.
I feel
Oh,
like you deserve
I'll
more.
give him my my short sword from Solace.
Thank you, Rainer.
I want it back.
Tucks the belt around his waist, and you can see he's like struggling to put it on, but he manages it as he lights some torches and hands them out to you all. Now, when the Whisperer entered our village, the people here began to worship her, most of all my brother. A shrine was made for her. Originally it was towards Solace, and they emptied it and gave it to her. There's a cave just in the burrow over yonder. Follow me, it's not too much further. He like trudges through, and he stops for a minute and looks at like over this broken down wall at this wooden house. Quite a large house it probably was at one point, with a little barn on the side or a stable on the side, but it's now completely in ruins. The second story has collapsed through the first. And then he beckons you to follow him.
No?
I follow.
It's pretty dark, but you can... Sorry?
I was like, what's the vibe?
Yeah, it's pretty dark and pretty creepy, but you can see ahead of you now the entrance to this cave. And in it is poorly lit, but he lights this, like, he kind of puts his torch in this half-broken brazier outside, and some old coals and paper that he chucks in begin to light. And you see that this cave is very highly polished on the inside, and then descends downwards with steps down.
Down.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Oh,
Right, who goes first? Formation.
Rollies.
we should put Davlan
Can we
in first.
can we heal? Can we make a meal quickly and heal 1 HP? We've not actually
we can do
healed.
that. Have some food.
Let's have some food and
Is
maybe
it still
grab
raining?
You'll have
heal
to
what we
get out
can.
from the rain.
Let's-
We'll go in the
so
entrance of the
we're
cave.
in no rush.
Bleach
Oh,
Right
there's
for
a
this.
cave, there's a staircase down. You'd have to make a fire on the stairs.
And there are two relatively flat stones nearby.
Oh yeah, that's near enough.
So you can put one from a step and then the other one underneath it supporting it, and then you've got a flat surface to make a fire on.
You're all kind of standing on the stairs, lighting this fire as Reiner fries up some food, and you'll get 1 HP back.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Angel, that brings you to 8. Voltrim, you're on 13. Reiner, you're on 8. Freya, you're on 7. Lulan, you're back on 10. And Devlan, you're fully on 6. The fire from the fireplace lights up that these stairs descend, and they get steeper and steeper until it's like, you know, like an old London house. Like you almost had to go on your hands backwards like a ladder.
Should we send Freya in first because she's got flame hands?
Can I
Yeah,
call
I
for
agree with that.
Hestia quickly?
Hestia, yeah, lands beside you, shakes off a bunch of rain, and like kind of the fire goes tss a little bit.
Can I try and feed her a little bit and then say, look, girl, going down, and down is not good for you. You deserve to be up and free. So keep an eye out, and if any real trouble comes for us, then swoop down. But otherwise, stay up, stay safe, and
She
I look
like
at Bleaty, man. Bleaty protect.
Bleed just goes like and then sits down on his haunches. Hestia flies up into the sky and disappears into the darkness.
good girl.
Are you descending?
I am, yeah.
Girion's kind of hanging back a bit sheepish and scared, but who's going to go first?
I'll go first.
I'm right behind.
Yeah. Somewhere
Freya,
in the front.
Lulan,
Shouldn't
like-
I'll
Freya
go
go first
just
with the
after
light?
Girion.
I guess the leader
So
can
Girion,
get a torch.
Reiner at the back then. Girion, then who? At the back?
What's the
Well, I'm
order?
guessing-
Devlan, Angel, yeah,
Yeah.
right. As you descend, the staircase gets tighter and tighter until it does become single file. And then eventually you're almost like you're going down a ladder. You have to turn around and go down backwards. You can no longer carry the torches as you descend. So luckily for you, Freya can like ignite her hands as she descends, giving you some light. And you notice that the earth and packed rock slowly becomes this like black, and I mean black, like the darkest black wall that's kind of seeping with a liquid, a viscous liquid, as you descend, and you're in this sort of lobby area, very tightly packed either side of this black liquid wall, and there is a massive black door carved into this black wall, sealed shut.
Who would have crafted this kind of thing?
Girion kind of like peeks around everyone to reply to you. This wasn't here the last time I was here. Nor
Does
was
it-
like this?
Does it look like when we found the book that was open in the hall with all the doors?
No.
No. So this tunnel carved magically or carved by hand?
The The cave used to be the shrine.
Hmm.
This I've not seen before.
Is it really smooth, or is it quite rough, like it's been chiseled?
The black wall is completely polished and wet. Like liquid is pooling down it constantly.
This is not made by hands. Let's get ready, folks.
Starts to get a bit panicked, and he's like, he goes to light another torch while you're down there, and you can just see that, like, even with the flame of Freya and this torch at the back now, like this wall is dampening all light, and it's almost like you're in black and white.
Can I ask Gimli if he actually wants to be here?
Yeah, I was
and
about to
say that
say.
he can head back up if he wants to.
I'll just stay at the back if that's all right.
The back's not always great, 'cause sometimes we get flanked. Somewhere in the middle is quite nice.
There's a time to face my fear, and he tries to draw the blade.
Does
but-
he have any armor on?
He's just got leather armor on.
I feel a bit bad bringing.
Can I also give him my cloak and be like, if you need it, this will help.
Thank you, Reiner. I'll hang back and defend the archer then.
If it
Because
gets
things
sticky,
are turning black and white and
go find
without colour.
bleeding.
Can I turn
roger
to Vultrim and be like, this kind of doesn't feel like life.
No, it does not.
This feels like the lack of life.
What you do notice is that you're so packed in, none of you are touching the walls because it's goopy and gross. But you'll notice that Freya, your flame is like dampening whenever you get close to the wall and doors, and it's almost like it's trying to drain the color out of it.
Alright, real quick. If the Maiden Fair's in there, all we need is a drop of blood, and then we get the hell out. We're not gonna get this, like, dead. We just need blood. So what are we gonna put it in? Do we have any capsules? Any...
I have loads of vials.
Yeah,
Should we
there's
I
the
love
files.
spread
vials.
those out amongst us?
I
You
am
think?
blood.
Yeah, Lulu, maybe you come near the front.
Well, let's give a few to different people in case people get different chances. Yeah, we can
Alright, I
always
give
ask
like everyone a little vial of empty vial.
How are we meant to establish if she is the Maiden Fair, or they are the Maiden Fair? Do we go
Can I
up and
turn to
say,
Gideon?
are you
Well,
a
maybe
Maiden Fair?
was-
No, we'll do this.
Ask
We'll...
why he knows and how he knows that this is the Maiden Fair.
Well, we haven't met her yet, but if she is beyond those doors, I will be able to identify her.
Okay,
You
and
said
why
you
do you
don't know
think
what
this is
she's
one
looked
missing
like.
person?
Sorry, but everyone spoke at the same time.
Go on, Jess.
I was just gonna say, when you described her to us, you said you do not know what she looks like, you do not know.
She was cloaked in a black, similar to this wall, a pitch black dress with hood and cloak that almost looked like smoke, liquid smoke attached to her body. Hard to miss. If there's someone like that beyond that door who gives you a feeling of complete unease, then that's her.
Oh.
Whereas if you open the door and it's a blonde woman with massive tits, it's probably not her.
Shame. That'd be nice.
Mm.
He like smiles
Spoken for.
and giggles.
One cloak. Just can't touch.
Right. What's our marching order, folks?
Well, I smell spooky, so
I think Freya should go
Spooky.
first.
I shall. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's do it.
I can
So it's
react
gonna
to
get spooky.
whoever's in danger first, so I don't need to be at the front.
Oh. It makes sense me being at the front.
You can open the door.
I kind of nudge the line forward.
And who you're bouncing into. If you're going into right, you're not going
I mean,
anywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rhino and Angel saying for me to go front, but it does make logical sense since if it's dark in there as well, we're at a huge disadvantage.
Well, if I'm going to be completely honest, I just want you to go for first because I'm a dick. It makes
you
no
are a
sense
dick.
for you to go second, because if you get knocked out or anything, you are our only source of light. So Rykar should go first, or Lulu.
I'll go first.
It also, makes
Go
it.
together. And
Right.
If we're all ready, Rykar will make his way to the door.
As you touch the door, the black liquid kind of like begins to mold over your hands, and you have this feeling of like deep cold. The door begins to budge. Actually, roll a strength for me, Rykar.
Oh.
Well, okay.
The door kind of creaks open, and the liquid doesn't pour down from the wall. It pours from the door itself. And as you push it, your hand remains cold, and you open into this quite spacious in terms of width, but packed in terms of height. Like the tallest of you, who is Lulan, will be brushing her hair against this black liquid ceiling as you enter.
Jeez.
Nice room, Devlan, would you say?
Like pitch black as well. Like you can't even see in front of your own nose. And the flame, as you enter, Lulan's flame basically Freya's flame basically almost dies completely out.
Can I ignite it?
As hard as you can, it is a tiny, tiny little ball of flame. Girion's torch, however, remains lit.
So is it just suppressing magic?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh.
As you
Well,
look around,
fuck.
like the one torch itself cannot stretch out that far. Girion quickly goes to try and ignite more and hands one out to Rykar and whoever else is at the front.
Me.
Yeah. The door slowly closes behind you.
Yay.
Actually, Lulan, give me the torch. It makes sense that your hands are free.
Alright, I hand it to Freya. And I withdraw a couple of daggers and be on guard. Can I do a
As you-
perception check?
You see nothing, bar what the flame prevails.
Not even with my dark vision.
So, the room is quite wide, and obviously it's quite height is quite short. But is it how long does it go? Can we?
You can't tell without moving forwards.
Oh shit!
Is there anything on the floor?
The floor is also this like pooled liquid. You don't even see your reflections in it.
Have we actually stepped into the room yet?
Yeah.
Or are we
Yeah.
just outside the
We're
door?
all the way.
Alex, is this kind of like the complete opposite of the liquid in the veil?
Oh, one could argue that. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that, but yeah, one could argue that. And now I'm gonna think of it like that. It is
Yeah,
the opposite.
okay. As if the source is the complete opposite as well. I don't know. Okay, I'll go ahead, but keep a torch. Stay close, but use me as an early warning system. And then I'll start walking forward.
I'm going to put Geralt in front of me, and I'm going to
Geralt.
also draw my sword.
Cool.
So I've got, I'd say, torch in one hand, elding axe in the other.
Are you all walking?
But can I also can I try and summon my bow?
Your ethereal bow doesn't summon.
Okay, so all magic is suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
Freya, have you got any physical weapons?
Sure, dusters.
Okay.
Dusters.
Duster daggers, yeah.
Ultra, what's your health on?
12.
Okay.
Are you walking
I'm
forwards?
pretty good. Yep. Voltrum leading the way.
I
Yeah.
got confirmation that everyone is walking forward.
Yeah, everyone's walking forward.
Yeah.
No, just from everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
Angel is. As you step forwards into the cave, further and further, it's almost like the behind you is disappearing, and the door is no longer in sight. As you enter deeper into this dark, almost like rectangle tunnel, you keep going deeper and deeper, and it keeps stretching before you further and further. Now you're not sure. If it weren't for Vulture in front of you, you wouldn't be sure that if you were turned upside down, turned around, or backwards and forwards. There is this feeling of this suppressing deep that is surrounding you. No
Can I-
sound.
Can I draw an arrow? And like lean past everybody and kind of like skip it like a skimming stone across the floor.
It doesn't even make a sound. It kind of just goes into the water and then just sinks.
Okay, can I fire one straight ahead?
It just disappears into the darkness.
Can I
Good for-
set one alight and fire one straight ahead?
Yeah, it keeps going. You see it for a while, and then it slowly descends, but it goes on for a very long while, and it gets put out by the liquid.
Can I do that in all 4 directions?
So the left and right, it stretches out slightly less distance than, I guess, north and south.
Okay, so we are still in a war. Yeah. We're
Well,
not
I'm gonna turn to Davlin and be like, does this feel like Earth or does this feel like not Earth?
I don't think this. I think this is. I think we're in a void.
Davlin talk.
Can we head back to the door?
I don't think we can.
Can I ask that? Can Davlin answer that? Davlin, is this Earth or is this not Earth?
Unless I can perceive any more.
It's
Is it Earth?
no, you can definitely tell it's what's beneath you. This liquid is blocking out all.
Can Freya lean?
Ground.
Can Freya lead to Vultrum and be like, I think we've stepped into a void. There's no anywhere. This is.
Well, no, there is. Because left and right.
Yeah, but like this, what I mean. Like it's like
What about up and down?
up and down, left and right. They just disappear into nothing.
Well, no, because left and right are shallower, so we're still in a corridor. We're not
I
in a
don't think that.
complete...
Left and right are slightly shallower. They still went a very far away. but
Do
it
we
is-
have any way back to the door? Is it still there if we go back?
You can't see it, but you'd have to turn around. and
Can
check.
we go back?
As you
Can
turn
someone
around,
go
stop-
back?
Yeah, tell me who's walking which way.
We've all got to stick together.
We
have
have
to
to
sit
together.
Yeah, because who's got out of everyone? Who's got a torch? Freya,
Garion.
right? Okay, so can Freya go from Vultrum to the back where everyone else is, and then lead it that way back?
Okay.
Right.
So
So,
as you turn around, Freya's now in point and Vultrum in the rear. You start walking back to where the door is, but the door is upside down.
oh shit! I knew it. We were in some
The
sort
door,
of
the door is
void.
there. The door is there, though.
Yes.
It's upside down.
Okay. We need to have this as an anchor point. Did we pick up the rope that we were you going to use to bind Reiner?
I have rope.
How
Leland
much?
does have
I have my chain arrow. I don't know how long the chain is, though.
long enough for you to swing from.
So it's quite a lot.
Can I?
I can put my steel, like silver chain out. Ooh, silver's good against. But can I shove my silver steel arrow into the door?
It will stay. It will stick into the
But the
material.
silver itself doesn't do anything.
No.
Can I,
The-
with the
the
rope,
blackness.
because rope is made up of quite a lot of yarn, twisted into whatever. Can I start to kind of use my knife and untangle, like kind of wither it down so it's a lot thinner? You know how like when you cut things, like when you cut like a bungee cord or whatever, it starts
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like.
Can I
wither
stop
away.
you before they
Can
do
I-
that? Can you just tie the rope to the end of my chain?
Yeah,
and then
yeah. I
we've
was
got a super
going to
long-
do that. I just had to thin it first.
Oh, okay. It's risky
So
to
I
break.
just-
but-
All right, fuck it. I'll do it. Whatever. I'll do that first, and then I'll start to thin it, so it starts to get a little bit longer than what it should have been.
All right. You're going to turn around and start walking back with Vultrum at point.
Well, it's upside. Can we try opening the door if it's upside down?
It's out of reach from Vultrum, but Lulan, you could probably try.
No, I'm gonna try.
Roll a strength.
Oh, God. Alright, where's my voice? There it is. 14.
And what's your strength?
Ooh. It is. 8.
The door won't move, but you manage to turn yourself back round. So now you're looking up at your companions.
Can I? Who? Oh God. Does? Oh no. Well, like, am I still holding the string? I still am holding.
but it's up on that, so it's kind of caught between almost two gravitational pulls.
So, could Freya then touch the door?
Roll a strength test.
17.
What's your strength?
Just getting up now. It's
17, definitely passing you.
10.
Yeah. You now also rotate.
Okay.
There's like a feeling of like your liquids in your ears moving from one side to another as your feet hit the floor, and you standing in front of Lula looking up at the others.
What if?
Can I just get? Are we like this or are we like this?
Yeah. No.
You're like this.
Okay, so we would still
Except for
bump into
Devlan
each other.
is like this. Yeah.
Okay.
The tall ones will. The small ones won't.
What if we move together on both ways?
We both have torches.
Yeah,
We
just
both
trying to
have
burn
torches.
each other's hair.
Because clearly, if we go all one, we're just walking into something. Like, we're not too sure what's going on. If we walk back, that obviously goes back to the door and turns us around. What if we both continue on together, one up, one down? Like, where will we, like, disconnect?
Yeah, let's just try it.
Well, yeah, fuck it. I've got string and it's going to be in the middle of us because it's defying both gravity.
Okay.
So we can
Yeah.
see, we can both see the string.
Can I?
It's in the middle.
Can I try and put Devlin on the ceiling?
I would
Can
argue
Angel-
you guys are on the ceiling already.
Okay, can I put Devlin on the floor? Can I try and me with like Angel try and lift Devlin onto the floor?
Yeah, he's just hitting his head on his version of a ceiling. He's not sticking.
Do you have to have it
So the
in?
door. So the door
You have to have an
is.
interaction with the door to be able to switch.
That's what it seems like.
Currently.
Okay, well, who's got the highest strength out of Devlin and Angel?
Mine is 6.
I think Angels is quite weak as well, to be fair.
Okay, Devlin, do you want to try and go on the back to the normal way?
Yeah. Why? Not sure I understand the situation. Why are we struggling to get me into the door?
We're just.
No, we're struggling to
As a-
go
No, I
forward.
was trying to lift you without using the door and put you on the other gravitational pull, but it seems you have to use the door in order to switch ways.
What we're trying to do is move forward to find the bloody maiden, but currently she's got us in a funky void tunnel thing. And obviously, I think we're splitting the party,
Can I
so
try
three of us are on the floor.
halfway?
Okay, I want to do something really rogue.
Do it.
I want to max this. Voltrim is going to give one of the others a torch that he's
Oh my
holding.
god, you're gonna. Freya's gonna be like, you're not gonna be stupid and go on your own.
I think I am.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to
gonna
tie the end of
give-
the rope to Voltrim's back.
Okay,
I have the rope.
feel free. Okay, and I'm going to close my eyes and just start walking.
I have
Oh,
the rope.
away
It
from the
doesn't go
door.
through the door. It doesn't go through the wall. The ceiling between us two. You can't connect to the rope because I have the rope.
Okay.
There
no,
is a-
Alex,
there is a
Alex said the
ceiling.
rope is in the
rope
void
is just
between.
like, yeah,
It's in between.
you can still hold it. You're
You
like,
can still hold the
you're-
rope.
The tall people won't be able to. Will still have to walk in single file because the ceiling is so close that you can smell Reiner's feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to close my eyes and just listen and walk and like hear my feet patting against the wet
You can't
floor.
hear your feet. There's no sound.
There's no
basically.
sound. Amazing. So cool.
As
Yeah,
you
just keep walking.
Not cool.
You're gonna keep walking.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna go with him.
Oh, okay. You're holding are you holding a torch or not? I know Garen's following you with a torch, so Garen will end up.
Whoa.
No,
Wait, wait, wait,
No,
wait,
Garen's
wait,
not
wait,
going
wait.
with me.
Don't
There's
take
no-
the torch.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with him without a torch.
You
Like
guys,
hand on his shoulder.
you guys walk off into the darkness. It's just darkness for as long as you can see. There comes a feeling eventually where you're not sure if you're still walking straight or you've turned at any point. Without any source of light, it's impossible to tell.
How's the rope doing?
The rope is still going, it's still just pulling on the floor. Eventually,
Okay.
then the chain tightens, and then the rope just falls down flat.
Can I stop at that point and pull the rope?
You keep pulling and pulling, and eventually the rope just returns to you.
With my arrow?
No. On the other side of the hallway, Lulan, you're doing the same thing. You're pulling this rope repeatedly, pulling it as it's fallen flat, and it returns to you with no Voltrum.
Okay, I guess fucking watching me on this far.
I don't know if the knowledge that we could return is the problem. Maybe we
Yeah, no,
need
I'm
to
saying
just-
we got this far, let's fucking go.
Oh god.
Oh, in fact, before I do that, can I fire a flame arrow back?
Yep. Have you got a source of fire with you?
No, that's
No.
true.
Can I do one?
You can't do magic.
I mean, no, but I've got. It's got a little bit. It's not
It's
huge.
The moment it leaves your hand, it'll just decapitate.
Okay, fuck it, let's just go, Voltrum. Hoorah!
Hoorah. We'll give it another minute, and if not, we're gonna need to go our separate ways again, friend.
Nothing happens for another minute, although you're not even sure it's been a minute or not.
Just count our
What?
steps.
Okay, what, you want to part sideways and walk, or
See you on the other side?
see you on the other side?
As you walk your separate ways, we'll cut back to the door group. So, Devlan, Angel, you're currently on the ceiling looking
Fuck
down. Lulan, Freya, you're on the floor looking up.
Alex, by the way, Katie's streaming this next door. I'm happy to just dip and be in a different channel, and I can keep watching.
I'm also
what's
happy
going on.
to. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
If you don't want us
I'll-
to hear anything or anything, like, I don't know what you want to
Yeah,
do.
you know what? Actually, it's not a bad shout.
Oh.
What the hell's there you are?
Can I say to
Oh, no.
Davlan, this must be a strange feeling for you, huh? Looking down on other people?
Well, it's not often I get to do it literally, so
Nice.
a little zinger there.
Right, what do you guys want to do? So there's the 5 of you by the door. The door is sealed shut, as you've seen. 2 of you are on the ceiling, 3 of you are on the floor.
When you say we're on the ceiling,
You're like, it feels like the floor to you. All feelings of gravity are now that the 2 elves and Gerion are the ones defying it, when in fact the door is shaking.
So technically, Bots, we're not actually. The feet is not above our heads. They're actually we're head to head because their feet is on the ceiling.
You have to be in single file still, yeah.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah.
the ones that are on the ceiling are actually upside down.
Yeah, to you
But
guys.
to them,
yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
But it's impossible to
So
tell
what-
because the door is built into the wall.
So yeah, that's what I mean. So Angel and Devlan
Mhm.
are on the ceiling
For you guys, yeah. But
to
for
me
them,
and Lulan, but
Yeah.
to
to
those two, me and Lulan are on the
Yes.
ceiling. But
Yeah,
we know. No, we actually don't know which one's the right way.
yeah, because the door is built into the wall.
where did
Yeah.
the other 2 go? Sorry, I missed a lot.
They walked off into the darkness without a torch.
Which is close to the door.
No, you guys are by the door.
Oh, okay.
That's your.
We
only
don't know
sense
where they
of-
went.
of
We-
right.
Have we
Are
tried
all in
opening
the
the
same
door?
corridor? Sorry,
Yeah.
you said the door is sealed shut, but are we in the same room if we're on different sides of the door?
Yeah, you're on the same
Like,
side of the door.
When you grab the door, you
They
go
just
to
went-
the ceiling directly above you.
Yeah, they just went like this. When you grabbed the door,
Right.
they turned like a.
So
Yeah.
the others, did they walk back like on the
Into the-
ceiling above us, or that
Yeah,
have they
into
gone
the
through
darkness.
the door?
Yeah.
So remember, it opens up into a big rectangle.
Mm.
So you're not in a single file unless you're walking like in your single file. But they walked off back into the rectangle.
But they were upside down.
room. Yeah,
They were upside down to the original.
Yeah,
Is there like that goop around the door?
everywhere. This whole place is wet with goop, but it's dripping in almost every different way. So it seems to like almost like a conveyor belt go along the
I
wall.
couldn't laser cut through the goop to bypass.
Your magic doesn't work in this room,
Oh.
or it's heavily suppressed.
Is there like a keyhole in the gate?
Nope. It's almost impossible to tell, even if you're on the right side of the door or on the outside of the door, inside or
No,
outside.
we're in the inside because we haven't gone outside
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah, because you know on the other side of this door is.
So right. So this is so like let me just get this straight. We've gone through the door. We've walked. We've gone.
And you
Fuck it.
turned
We don't.
back.
Yeah. So we've
Walked
gone. Fuck
straight
it. We
back
don't know
to that
what's
same
going on
door.
right now. So we've gone
Yeah.
back, but we're now upside down.
Yeah.
Lulin touches the door, goes,
Mhm.
switches, and then I touch the door, switches.
Switch. Garion touched the door. Switch.
So technically we're like this, and then
Yeah.
there's a door.
Yes.
Got you.
But-
Got you.
And the room expands into total darkness
Yeah, yeah.
behind you.
Yeah.
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 If you're
Yeah.
facing the door. Yeah.
So
Right,
Did
so-
they go off into darkness that way or that way?
No, that way's the
way
door.
is the door, so they went from the
They just went forward.
I guess we should go forward.
Well, I don't know because now those two are pissed off.
Well, shouldn't we have stayed as a team?
I mean,
No, but I have a feeling this is some sort of test.
I got the impression when Voltron was walking away that his intention was to walk blindly alone into the middle of the room.
That's what I mean. I think this is some sort of test.
That
Then
being
perhaps-
the case, if they're going to come back to us, we should probably wait here, right?
That's if they're coming back to us.
That's if they're coming back to us.
We
I don't
from-
know,
we know
I
from
don't-
Reiner's... Sorry, go on, Freya.
I don't know if we go as a group, we'll end up going anywhere. I have a feeling if those two don't come back in a good amount of time frame, then I think this is a test individually.
Shall we wait 5 minutes and see if they come back?
We
to us?
hold the torches. That much is we are certain. Perhaps we separate, but keep an eye on the lights of one another. And if the light fades, then we know to return towards where the light was to regroup. If they've gone into darkness, then we go into light and see just how far. Reiner's arrows seem to connect to something on the right and left hand side of this room. So perhaps if we find the walls, we can follow the walls to the way out. But if we don't see each other's flame anymore, then we should return to what we perceive as the center.
But let's go in twos, just in case. No walking off alone.
Yeah.
Or a 2 and a
Agreed.
3.
A 2 and a 3.
Well, how many of us are there? That's just
2 and a
is there
3.
5 of us, right? Yeah, 2 and a 3.
Well, you two are on the ceiling, and us three are down here. So
That
we'll
solves
split.
that.
We'll go left, and you guys go right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Are we going to go the same way because their left is our right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go stage right. You go stage left.
Brilliant.
As you guys say your goodbyes and separate, you can still see each other's flames for quite a long way. We'll deal with Devlan and Angel first. So Devlan and Angel, you eventually get to what is a wall.
Are they allowed to stay in our channel then?
There's no more channels.
Okay.
I could quickly create another one, to be
Nah,
honest.
it doesn't. Well, unless you want to.
So
They
you'll,
can see us, can't they?
yeah, they can still see.
Okay.
You've reached a wall, but it's very faint. But you can just about see them. You've reached a wall, and like padding it, it's this cold, viscous liquid is still running over your hands and stuff. And you turn around, and it's almost like the door now enclosed in darkness is completely out of sight.
All right.
would you want to follow the wall left or follow the wall right? Right would take you back to where the door was.
Left, so we keep going further.
Okay, good. Lulan and Freya and Girion, you've just hit the left-hand side of the wall.
Okay.
Do you want to go left, back towards the door, or right, deeper into the hall, the lobby area place?
I don't know. I feel like we should keep to our decision and then maybe go back, talk to them lot, and then maybe go. So yeah, go back to the door, speak to them lot, then go back to that wall, and then go around the sides of the wall, rather than going into the middle.
We are at the sides of the wall.
No, what I mean is like we're already at the sides of the wall, so we go back to the door, talk to Angel and Devlan, talk this plan through, where we go back to the sides of the wall and then follow the sides of the wall where we can see each other's lights, and then follow the wall, rather than going in the middle and to the void.
We can still see their light though, right?
Yeah,
Fine.
I feel like we should maybe let's see what they've decided. So we're gonna watch. I feel like we should watch for what their light's gonna do very faintly. If it continues forward, then they're continuing forward. If they're going back towards the door, we go back towards the door.
But then they could be thinking the exact same about us.
We'll just watch. Just wait.
As you're like holding out the torches, so Lulan, you're not holding a torch, are you? It's just Girion and a little bit
Freya.
of blue. It's Freya. No, Freya's got a little bit of blue flame.
No, I was Freya.
No,
Freya was holding
Freya.
my light.
okay.
Probably.
As you're looking out, you see that they're moving away from where the door would have been or was into the
Well,
distance.
they've continued on then, so we should continue on. They haven't gone back to the door.
Okay.
As you go to turn, you hear like a whisper in your ear. Girion spins around and accidentally puts the torch out onto the wall. Oh, did you hear that?
I grab him and be like, continue forwards.
Yes, of course. As you begin trundling on, trying to keep up with Angel and Devlan's light, they're like a little beacon in the cloudy distance. You can't help but keep turning back to where the door was and wondering if it's still there. And as you look out into that pitch blackness, you get this horrible feeling that you're being watched. Lulan and Freya.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
let's just continue on. Like, voice is not going to
We're
do
being
anything.
Can,
Yeah, I
we
think
still see them?
we've been being watched the entire time.
As you turn around, Girion's not there.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
well, now I hold very securely onto Freya and be like, well, we've lost one.
Well,
I am not losing you.
yeah, can Freya like hold Lulan's hand now?
No, I'm linking arms.
Okay, linking
we are-
arms.
As you stopped, you can no longer see Angel and Devlan's flame. Angel
Wow.
and Devlan, back to you. You turn around and see that their fire has just about disappeared. Something stopped them.
Hold on, little man. They've stopped. That was basically the signal was right as our light was about to fade that we meet back up. So, what do you think? Should we head back towards the door or just go directly across the room to their light? I'm thinking go directly across.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Alright. Who has
As
the
you-
torch out of us two?
Angel, you have.
Alright.
As you begin to cross the room, you're walking for what feels like an age. Like you definitely should have encountered them by now, but you just don't. In fact, you get to their side of the wall before you get to them.
Where do we see the light for them then if we get to the
You
wall?
don't.
At what point
The
did we
light-
lose the light?
When they stopped and you turned around, you were like you were watching their light and it just went.
Oh, I thought you said it dimmed. It just went black.
No, it went black.
Oh, well, then I would have reacted kind of differently.
We can rewind if you want.
Nah,
I
I
thought we
don't.
were walking towards a light.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. You walk into where the light was.
Alright. Can we rewind then? I guess I
Actually, you
made all
know
of
what?
those
You know what? No.
decisions on
We'll
the-
say you were walking towards a light. You walk towards a light and you keep walking towards it and you just find a torch on its own.
Oh, great. Shit. I don't have an earring. Fuck.
Good.
I was thinking we could have used some radio comms here.
Radio comms? Earrings? What are you talking about?
It's fashion, you wouldn't understand. Yeah, let's think about this.
While you're thinking, I'm just going to quickly dip into the private. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ooh.
This is so fun.
Ask me to
Oh,
just
God.
slick insult.
This is so fun. Oh.
That's it.
Anybody
Yeah.
else got like a little pit of dread building? Like, you know, when
Yeah.
you watch a horror film, you know something
Especially
bad's
as Alex said, like he was like, I've been looking in so much into like horror.
I
stuff,"
know.
and I'm like, oh no.
And he checked
He went.
everyone's
He
hit
did this
points.
whole thing this afternoon where he just was like clearly researching stuff, and he wouldn't allow me in the office. And I knew this was something. I was like, but I didn't think it'd be this. I thought it'd be like, oh, it's gonna be some sort of fucking huge boss with like.
So, real quick, I had well, here's another bad omen. Last time I had to leave the camera and the microphone and go deal with something was the nightmare. If you remember that, and I came back and it was like, Reiner and Voltron are dead. Ah! And it was all chaos.
Yeah.
So I had to leave for a little bit there. I kind of missed up. I got up to the point where we were walking single file. We got to the gate. And then I've come back after those two have gone off into the abyss. So was there any massive decisions that happened?
No, it was pretty much. Voltron decided that he's gonna go on his own, and then we got a rope to obviously attach. But then obviously Reiner had to go with him.
Right.
They went together, and then the rope. We were pulling the rope, and the rope came back to us. So they're not on. So now they're lost in the void.
Right.
We don't know. Obviously, we don't know if they've split up or not. But now it's just us, and obviously we're on. You guys are on the ceiling, and we are not. I knew this was a void. I fucking knew it.
Well,
I did to me. I don't know where we go from here. The only thing I would be we just my theory is that this is a test, and I think as much as this is going to sound really really bad, and I really don't want to do it, I think we all have to split up. Well, in the void.
All right, we're going to be calling it here tonight because spent a long time on the book.
I think we spent the perfect amount of time on the book.
Don't know what
So-
you mean.
Exactly as long as it took to make a decision.
But I'm all glad you went down the stairs quicker than I was like, oh, the staircase is going to be where we're at again. So
the one time we should have probably been pretty sus about the stairs. We flew down.
yeah, the one and only time.
Can I ask, dude, why don't you fucking pick up my arrow?
Not my arrow.
Oh, you're all cunts.
What
That would be a
happened?
no.
I
I'm
wasn't,
still
I wasn't
following
there.
I'm still following the rope which is attached to the arrow.
Alright, okay. I don't want to know anything else because we're not with you.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not. It doesn't sound great from what we've
No.
heard.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
I'm not scared.
It's gonna
But
be
I want
fun,
to play more.
I know.
Yeah, I've
I also
got
would like to go to
massive
bed before
meeting tonight.
midnight.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. To be fair.
We could do sooner rather than later though. So whenever everyone's free.
Yeah, I'm a lot
Well-
more free nowadays, so basically whenever. Apart from
After
Friday.
this Friday, I'm literally free for the next 6 weeks.
Yay!
Every day.
Lucky.
Every day.
Lucky.
Yeah, maybe we could say like either this weekend or next week.
So
I could do this
fr-
weekend.
Friday,
Not Friday. That's the one day I can't.
Not Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not sure we're at dinner on Saturday, so if we're not, then
Should we say
That would-
light schedule of next Monday, even though I don't have my dates
Next-
with me? How about
next
we
Monday
figure
we'll
out
do.
on WhatsApp? Let's figure out on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Alex. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Ooh,
into
some
the
real
spooks.
puzzles. Some real
Oh, it's
puzzles as well.
puzzly. Watching when I described to Adam like the situation he was in, and then watching him trying to work it out, and he was like going cross-eyed.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Did I get it right? I don't even know.
Oh, I can't. I'm not going to spoil it. Say again, Leland.
It just reminds me of like, back in my dentist back in the day, you used to have this photo up on the wall
Yeah,
on the
Joe.
ceiling.
Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he used to have that thing
It's
in
a
his room where it
famous
was like,
art piece. Yeah.
yeah, it just reminds me of that, and I'm like, oh god, it just like a labyrinth room, like.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
what,
think
like an
it's-
Escher?
Yeah, that is it. The staircases to nowhere.
That's what it reminds me of, and I'm like, oh god, that was literally my worst nightmare.
Also, next time I only just thought of it. Bring me along into whatever group is the cool stuff's happening, and I'll just take my headset off, and you text me to come back so that the recording of whatever cool things you do happens.
Oh, good
for
shout,
you.
good shout. I didn't think of that. Did not.
It's a good idea.
We didn't do much cool stuff, did we?
Ah, we did some cool stuff.
We had a hug.
They're just 69
A little
standing
cry.
up.
We pretty much are, yeah. One of us went up some stairs, the other went down some stairs. Oh,
Back to front.
Yep.
And inside out.
Yeah.
I mean, when presented with an opportunity like that, it would be rude not to 69.
It's like Spider-Man kissing, just everyone.
Yeah. You have to do it for science.
Science.
Go on, Alex, what's your favourite part?
Oh, I was cracking up over the book for most of it. I was I wanted obviously to interrupt and be like, you confuse yourselves greatly here by overthinking it, but then I didn't want to step in because you got to figure that out until it took about an hour, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to step in because they have just got confused between the drop point and the book.
Yeah.
But interesting decisions made.
Oh,
We'll
come on. You can't do that
We're
to
gonna
us.
see how that plays out, Cotton. It was an interesting call to leave it, and I'm not gonna allow you to go back and get it.
Why?
Yeah, I thought it was a bad decision to leave it.
No, I didn't think we did leave it, but
No, he
Well,
did.
I-
No,
He
I
flat out
didn't think
confirmed.
we left
Then
it.
did
Oh,
ask
didn't
for
we
it.
left
We
it?
all spoke about how
He
we
did
left
ask whether they left it, and you all said yes, and I was like, oh.
it. Yeah.
I didn't agree to yes.
I did
guys.
clarify.
I agree.
I was the only
Yes.
one who said we shouldn't leave it. Just saying.
Well, you didn't speak up when nothing, did
I
you?
did. You just didn't listen.
I got very confused between leaving the little notebook for the
Books,
Robins and then the big book.
That's why I thought
So
everyone got
many
confused
times.
on-
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I thought that we'd taken it with us, and I was there just like, fucking hell, another book we're gonna have to carry.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
shit.
like that's why I said that remark, because I thought we were taking it with us, but it's very clear that no one took it.
To be fair, in some ways, it's probably more beneficial to have left it because you're already carrying one interesting book. But I imagined you guys, who are basically kleptomaniacs at this point, to have just taken everything. So I was
with us
surprised
than
you
not,
left. I was surprised you left the Tom Riddle journal behind.
So have we actually left it behind?
Yes.
Yeah.
In canon, yes.
Alright. Fuck it.
I think the plan was to go back and get it,
Yeah.
because the whole reason we left it behind was so we didn't disturb what we had left, so
I
that it
tell you
didn't
right
look
now,
like
it's
we were
not
there.
gonna be there.
Okay, fine. So we're not going to go back and get that.
Such a
Then.
troll.
But the Lazarus plan was good. Well done. Well thought up.
Okay.
That's
Wait.
a good choice of place if you're going to ambush someone, considering it's dilapidated. Home advantage.
Yeah, I'll take the credit for that one. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good plan. It's a very good plan.
It was when just like, we'll do it in a month's time, guys. We'll sort everything
Angel
out.
just be like, there is a war coming.
2 weeks' time for me is too long as well. We need to get in and get out of that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This is
true.
only for the people that have come for Rhino, right? Like, they're not actually a priority.
No,
We don't know.
I agree with that, to be fair.
No, they're not. The whole reason is like Alex said, we got confused on the book, so it was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
and
this
I'm not going
giant,
to say, like I did say, I was like, it's asking for Solace question mark, shouldn't be date, and everyone was like, I have a date!
But that's
And I was like,
but
you know what?
I can see where the confusion came up with because it's called the Church of Solace, where the Inquisition's based.
Yeah, no, yeah,
And then,
I get
and then
it.
immediately after I was like, oh, thank God we cleared up that confusion, and I then said another line which got confused, and I actually didn't predict that you guys were going to go that way. I can't say it just in case it's a spoiler,
Okay.
but I was sitting there like, fuck! I've just given them another hour to think about things. And they luckily, one of you just like, you know what, I'm doing this, and then powered through. And then I was like, oh my
Me.
god, yeah. Because the moment I finished saying that line, I was like, they're going to get that the wrong way.
You're gonna have to pinpoint when you watch it back and watch your facial expression drop.
You could see it, because I just go, oh, in my mind, it's just like smoothing out.
Well,
Slight runched.
I thought it was a good episode, and it was very different as always, which makes it fun. So thank you.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was a good session. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Right, very welcome.
And we finished before 11. It's an early one.
Yeah, I've got to be in the office all day tomorrow.
Boo.
Big leadership meeting.
Boo.
Fun.
Mm.
Alright, well, I'll bid you adieu.
Right,
Let's try and kill some
night,
bugs.
guys!
No,
Bye.
Night. Bye,
Good
everyone. Bye, Katie, who's watching from afar.
Yeah, bye, KT.
Bleaty sends his love.
Fuck you, by the way, Tom.
Wow. What
Oh.
the fuck's that about? Alright, I'm going to end the stream before we air our dirty laundry.